Ahoy! Wanted to do a quick video on how I DJ in Bitwig. Could be transferable to Ableton. It's similar in certain ways where you've got like the clip view and the arrangement view. Same principles. But in Bitwig here, we have our tracks on two slots. I use an 8x8 grid. I use a 4-channel mixer, and I'll have like 1 and 5 on the first fader, second and 6th on the second fader, and so on, so that I have like 2 channels in each fader. I also have this effects rack that I will use, where I have the tool mapped to MIDI for the faders. And actually, I'll show you when you click the mappings panel, when you first map the gain or the volume of the limiter, 19, we have the volume here. When you first have the volume, it'll be like min maxed at the min and max, but you want the max to be 0 so that you're not pushing the tool at all. You're just bringing the volume down when you want to bring the volume of a track down. So you change the 18.1 to 0, and then your MIDI channel will work as intended there. So off of here, I also have an FX3, which is a multi-band split that Bitwig has, and there's a tool built into the low, mids, and highs, and I map those to MIDI for the 3-band EQ. Then I have 3 effects. You can have as many effects as you want. You'll just have to have a MIDI to be able to trigger them, and ideally like a MIDI to bring up the mix as you want it to. Like I have delay, reverb, and I think this one is actually Portal, which I don't have on this computer. But the point is all that you can have as many effects as you want. You just want a MIDI controller to map to those functions, like on and off in the mix, and whatever other parameters you want mapped. But yeah, CDJs don't typically have like enough buttons for me. I mean, like you could even map the trackpads technically as on and off. But I'll bring my own MIDI controller, just because like CDJs, you never know if the MIDI functionality will actually work, because it depends on, I don't know, like technically or in theory, you're supposed to just be able to plug in your computer via USB to the CDJ. But in practice, I find that like depending on the hardware like updates for the CDJs, like not only, I mean, even like outputting audio on Windows to CDJs can be a struggle for this reason as well. So that brings me to another point for output. I recommend bringing an audio interface for Windows. I think Mac is more of just like a plug and play, and you just should be good there. I'm on Windows, Windows audio routing sucks, so I bring an audio interface and then ask for an XLR direct out if I can. And so yeah, then you can trigger tracks and mix between them. When recording sets, you can let's see. You can record sets, change tempo automation, for example, play your track, mix into another track,
by the worst kind of trouble. Lasting forever creature.
And you can record on this other channel as well. But I like recording this way instead of changing the master to go to the recordings and recording out that way. It will record
Is that how you see
like
me?
everything that's coming through as one channel. But I like doing it this way because if I update a track later, if I'm recording a set for like a mix or a live stream, and then I go back and I'm like, oh man, like I VIP'd this track, or I like made edits to it, you can overwrite the file and then go back to the Bitwig project here, and it will have the file read to its most updated version. So yeah, all you have to do to have this work as intended here is you'll want to stop the recording of the automation. So for example, if I have
Is that how you see me?
I'm gonna bring this full down. You'll want that to stop recording, and this is on Bitwig 6. In earlier versions, you can also just restore automation control. For example, if I do it on this one,
Is that how you see me?
you can right click and restore automation control. I don't know why it didn't show there. Let's try this one.
That does sound like someone I know.
Might be doing it automatically. But if it's green, you'll want to right click it and restore automation control, and you'll want to start recording on this part of it. And you'll also want to do it for this part as well, for the audio tracks. And stop the recording here. Or actually not here. This is if you want to switch back to playing. But yeah, so we have our quote mix here. We can highlight the any channel that's not being used for the time that we want to export, and then file export for the recording. And it will have the automation changes, and it will have the most updated version of the track. And yeah, for output directly to CDJs, it is theoretically supposed to work via USB cable if you have the drivers for the particular CDJs. So like Nexus 2's, there's a driver. If you go into settings here, where is it? Your driver models. Actually, don't even think I have them installed. But yeah, basically you'd go to like record box, CDJ, mixer, driver, Windows. Um, oh, great! It just brings me there. Software, for example, the 2000 Nexus 2s. If you want to play on those, theoretically, you should be able to download the drivers. Um, drivers for record box for Windows. And maybe Mac works in a similar way where you have to have the drivers. Um, but yeah, the device also has to be to at least to that version. Best to bring an audio interface and an XLR just in case, because they can do like XLR like into the mixer. For audio interface, I currently have this old M Audio M track, and it works. I got it for like pretty cheap at a used bookstore. But I've been eyeing this Audient Evo. It looks really sick. This one is 4 inputs. Um, and yeah, or no, this one has 2 inputs. They have others that have more inputs, but it just like does what you need it to do. You can go more expensive. I think like past the $300 or $600 mark, you're gonna have like better like conversion to from like digital to analog or whatever. But yeah, for the budget, this works. I've used it. Well, I mean, I've used the M track, and this would probably not be too much better on the like quality side of things. Um, but yeah, a friend recommended that to me, and I was like, yeah, that's the one I'm getting next. But I'm still using the M Audio M track for now. So yeah, that's pretty much my Bitwig setup here. Um, and yeah, hope that helps. Have a good one.